Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've made a video. I am currently in college and really just getting all my finals done, and I've been working really hard this semester, so I have kind of not been filming anything. But I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time just because a lot of people ask me about what's wrong with me when my health issues come up. A lot of people ask what it is that's wrong with me exactly, and it's kind of a long story, so I just kind of wanted to make a video. And also I think a lot of people can relate to this if they have any chronic illnesses and stuff. So basically, I have chronic stomach aches, I have chronic headaches, and chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm not really gonna tell you about the diagnoses because I've been diagnosed with a lot of things in the past and it has changed a lot of times. So that's not really important to me as of now. My pain is still the same and stuff like that. So it's just kind of more about my journey. I'm gonna try not to edit this too much because I'm just gonna try to make it super raw, I guess. So basically it started when I was in 3rd grade, so 2010. I got the stomach flu from my friend. It wasn't a big deal. I thought it was just the stomach flu. I never had any health problems in the past. Basically, I gave it to my sister and I gave it to my dad, and they got better within 2 days like normal people do. And I just wasn't getting better, really. I kind of kept having the stomach pains. I wasn't getting physically sick anymore, but my stomach ache never went away from then. I'm gonna try to kind of remember everything, but it's been such a long time, so there's definitely gonna be some pieces missing. So basically after that, my mom took me to the hospital and she was like, what is wrong with my kid? And they didn't really know. So my mom decided to make an appointment with a gastroenterologist, which is a stomach doctor. I went to the stomach doctor and basically, I don't really even remember, but they diagnosed me with, I think, gastroparesis or gastritis. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. It's been so long. And we were kind of rolling with that, but nothing was seeming to really help. I was missing a lot of school at the end of 3rd grade. So nothing was really helping. No medicines were helping, stuff like that. And then 4th grade came, so I guess 2011-ish, and I started to really go downhill from there. I missed 8 weeks of school in the first, part of school. I missed so much school, and I started losing a lot of weight at this point because basically every time I would eat, it would hurt me to eat. And at that point in my life, I was so young, I didn't really realize the importance of eating and how important it is to stay alive that you eat a normal amount. I was just scared to really eat any food, so I decided to stop eating, really. I would eat a quarter of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich a day, which if you think about that, it's really tiny and really not enough. So I went from 73 pounds to 58 pounds when I was in 4th grade. So that was a big percent of my body weight. So it really was not healthy that I lost that much weight. And it was to the point where my mom would have to carry me into doctor appointments because I couldn't walk. I was so weak. But I was really just scared to eat. I had anxiety about eating food when I was in 4th grade. So I guess the doctors told my parents that if I kept eating like that, I basically had 2 months to live. Luckily, they put me on anxiety medicine and it did help me with my anxiety. So I was starting to eat more food again, but the anxiety was still to a point where every time I would eat something, I would ask my mom, I'd be like, did I eat too much? I had such bad anxiety about everything that I was doing, really, especially when it came to food. I started picking out my eyelashes in 4th grade because I was so stressed and I had so much anxiety going on because I used to be this normal kid and I used to be doing all these things and I wasn't doing that stuff. I wasn't doing anything anymore. I missed so much school. So I became a really anxious kid. And I was going to see lots of therapists because of my anxiety, and I was going to all these stomach doctors for my stomach aches. And at this point, it was just stomach aches that I was having. I was just having really bad chronic stomach aches, basically. So I was having lots of procedures being done. I was having endoscopies. I don't know if I started having colonoscopies yet at this point, but I have had in the past 4 or 5 colonoscopies, which sucks. It's not fun. And I've had 13 endoscopies, so I've been through a lot of procedures in my life. And I remember even taking a pill where there was a camera inside of the pill, so it was a pretty big pill. And I swallowed it because they wanted to basically just take pictures of everything that was inside of me because I had a lot of upper stomach pain and esophagus. I had really bad acid reflux, and I still had really bad acid reflux. But basically, every time I would eat, I would just have really bad pain, and it was to the point where I was missing so much school that my teachers were getting worried and everybody was really worried about me. But then, so we just kind of kept going with the flow of things and nothing was really helping. We were trying a bunch of things and a bunch of different medicines, And then 5th grade came around, and for some reason, everything just went away, and I was completely back to normal for 5th grade. I was going to school, I was in a bunch of sports again, and I was living life like any normal 5th grader was at this point. But then once 5th grade ended, we thought it was over with. We thought I was back to normal, basically. We thought a miracle happened because nothing was really helping. But then 6th grade came, and it got really bad. This time, I missed the first 23 days of school, and my parents were like, that's it, like, she's missing so much school, it's getting crazy, like, we don't want her to graduate late, or like whatever. So we went to Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, and I was there for about a month. I was there for their pain rehab clinic, which is basically for kids who don't have a cure and they're just living with pain and they need to learn how to live with pain. So I was there, and I met some like really awesome people. There were a lot of sick kids there, so it really opened my eyes to like how much worse I could have it. Yeah, they taught me a bunch of strategies like for like meditation and like pain strategies to keep me going throughout the day with pain. It was hard being away for that long though. Like I really missed a month of school in 6th grade, and that's like a really young age to start having to deal with a lot of medical issues. And at this point, I think I was diagnosed with eosinophilic esophagitis. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. It's really just, you're not supposed to have a lot of eosinophils in your esophagus, and I had over 100 at that point, so I really did have it. So we thought that's what it was, and I was taking medicine for it. Nothing was really going away again. I went home from the pain clinic though in Minnesota, and I was doing a lot better. I was missing a lot less school. And then in 7th grade, again, like something just happened where it just all went away. Like it completely disappeared, I guess. So again, we thought it was over, and I was like, okay, like I'm back to normal. I was in sports again. I was doing everything that I like to do. Like I used to like play basketball, like volleyball, like all this stuff. And I completely stopped it when I was in 6th grade because I couldn't do it. Like I was in so much pain. I was missing so much school. So 7th grade was fine. The majority of 8th grade was fine too, and then at the very end of 8th grade, I think around like May, it came back, and it came back a lot worse because this time I was not only having chronic stomach aches, but I was having chronic headaches too. So every time this would come, I would get a headache too with it. I wouldn't say a migraine, not yet at least. It was just more of a headache, and I would feel like really almost like lightheaded. That led up to me, we really didn't know what was going to happen in high school, because I know like we knew high school work was going to be a lot harder for me to like miss or like be behind it. So we decided to, my first week or a couple weeks of freshman year, we went back to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota to the same pain rehabilitation program. And not many people go twice. I think I'm one of the few that have been to the program 2 times. So I don't know if that's an accomplishment, but I was there again, and I guess this time, which I also met a lot of cool people this time around too, I guess this time I didn't have a really good attitude about it, and I was there and I was kind of just like, this isn't gonna work basically the whole time, because it didn't work the last time, and this was my 2nd time through it, and I was like, this just isn't gonna work. Why am I wasting a month of my life in Minnesota when I'm missing school and I'm missing the opportunity to meet new friends in high school? But we did it anyway, and I guess like I had a really bad attitude about it basically. And this time when I came back from the pain program, nothing really helped, because I don't know if it was my attitude or what, but it didn't help me this time at all basically. And it did help for a lot of the kids there. So like if you are going through something, it's a great program. It was just like me, it wasn't for me. It wasn't working for me this time. Now I'm going to see a different stomach doctor, because we've been through at this point many stomach doctors, because we were just getting sick of all the answers we were getting because nothing was helping. So we were trying to get a better doctor. So this time I was actually diagnosed with something called POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and you can look that up too if you want. It's also like considered dysautonomia. POTS is like a branch of dysautonomia, and basically there's a lot of different symptoms for that. You can have a higher like heart rate or whatever, and then like you can get headaches and feel lightheaded, and you can faint, and like a small symptom of that is stomach aches. I never really believed I had this, because the main symptom of people that had POTS was they were passing out a lot, and I only fainted once, and I just didn't believe that that's what I had, because my main complaint was still stomach aches. I never believed that I had it, but we were still doing things that were supposed to help with that. But my high school experience was really not good. I missed so much school from freshman year to senior year. My parents were getting anxiety that I just wasn't gonna graduate on time, or like I don't know. And I think it started to slowly become a habit of just not going. So I would wake up and be like, I cannot do a 7-hour day. Like it almost was, even when I didn't have a stomachache in the morning, I would not go to school because I knew, or I had anxiety that I was going to get stomachache at some point during the school day, and I was going to be trapped there because my mom didn't really like to call me out. Like I would always kind of have to like beg her to call me out of school because she didn't want me missing anything, and she was like, you just need to deal with it when you're there, which I get, but it was really hard for me to accept that like that's what I needed to do. So I would just get anxiety about going to school in general because I didn't want to get like a stomach pain during the school day because I had really bad anxiety. And I was never at school. I literally was there for such a short amount of time. Even when I was there like half days. Like it wasn't going well. I still managed to get really good grades and I like passed all my classes. I don't think I ever really got a C in high school. So I was really proud of myself because I was going through a lot and I was basically teaching a lot of the information to myself at home. So then junior year, I'm pretty sure I missed, I think it was 49% of first semester. So then second semester we decided I was just missing too much school, so I actually went homebound for junior year second semester. Homebound isn't homeschooled, it's still like it was still connected through my high school, so I was still enrolled in my high school. I was just having a tutor come to my house that was given to me through the high school, which actually worked out super well for me. I got to get up at my own time, and like the tutor would come, I forgot if it was 2 or 3 times a week. The thing about getting up at a certain time for me was that I started to slowly get chronic fatigue syndrome over time because I was so tired. My body inside, what it was dealing with, was so exhausted from dealing with everything that was going on inside. It started to come out on the outside where I was just so tired. I was sleeping all the time. I slept long days. I would sleep more than I was awake basically. Getting up at 7:30 for school every day just like wasn't working for me at all. So the tutor would come at like 10 or 11 and that was working for me a lot better because even then at 10 or 11 it was still hard for me to get up. So I was homebound for a while for that semester, the whole semester. And honestly, it worked super well for me. I was still going in like for an hour a day to do my math because like they couldn't provide the math tutors to me for my math level that I was in, but so I was still going into school, but like for a lot less time in the afternoon. So that just really, it worked a lot better for me. And then senior year, I was like, you know what, like I want to go back to school. I was getting kind of lonely like at home every day. Throughout the second semester of junior year, even though it was working for me, it was like hard to not be physically at school, and like I was really missing out on high school, like the experience of high school. And I kind of still like look back at my high school experience and I did not have a normal high school experience. I was never there. Like I was really never there, and I don't know if everybody really knew why. I think a lot of people probably thought it was just like excuses and stuff, but like it wasn't. I was a good student. I got all A's and B's. It was just the fact that I literally could not get to school. I could not be at school for that long because of the pain that I was in and because of like I started getting such bad anxiety. It was basically at that point for my mental and physical health. Now, well, senior year I went back to high school, but I still missed so much school. I passed thank God I passed. I don't know if I would have passed without my parents pushing me every day to like go to school. It was a lot easier as I got older though, because I remember in like 4th grade, like my dad would have to carry me into the car and like basically force me to go to school because they wanted me to like succeed in life, and thank God they did because I probably wouldn't have passed. Like I would have definitely graduated late if it wasn't for their help. Senior year, it was definitely I understood it more that I had to go to school and education was important, and it was something I didn't really understand when I was younger, but I realized that I wanted to graduate on time, and my mom would always be like, if you don't go, you know, like you're just gonna have to maybe graduate a year later. And I was like, absolutely not, I'm not doing high school for another year basically. So I would push myself to go as much as I possibly could, and when I wasn't at school I was really doing my homework and I was keeping up with the classes as much as I could, and I ended up graduating with all A's and B's again. And I also during this whole high school period, what Mayo Clinic taught me was that exercise is super important to feeling better, and even when you feel too sick to exercise, you just have to like fight through it and work out. So I was still on my dance team in high school all 4 years, and it was hard sometimes. Like sometimes I couldn't go to practice because I just did not feel well enough to, but I think that really helped me because I made friends from that because I wasn't at school a lot, so I didn't have a lot of close school friends. But that really helped me because I met a lot of awesome people on the dance teams. I met my best friend on the dance team who I'm still best friends with. All throughout high school I was doing what I could. I was exercising to the amount that I could. Now, I guess I graduated on time, so that's really good. Now I am just about done with my first semester of college at Arizona, and I have missed not really any classes. Like, it's been going really well for me, and I think it's because of the time that I've scheduled my classes for, because I got to pick my schedule. I scheduled my classes for like no earlier than like 10 a.m., which was really, or 11 a.m. actually this semester. But so that really helped me out because, again, I have chronic fatigue syndrome, and if anybody has that, they know how difficult it is to just get through a normal day. I mean, I still am struggling. I still definitely have a lot of pain, and my eating schedule is very off because I eat when I feel good, and like I'll be full for a very long amount of time, so I don't eat like probably a healthy amount. I still eat like not that well, but it was anything basically to get through college and to get through what I had to do. And if that meant eating less, that meant I had to eat less to get through the days. And when I did feel good, I was doing my homework, and when I wasn't, I was sleeping. Like, I do still sleep a lot. Like, I sleep all the time. I take at least one nap a day because I have to. Like, it's not because I'm like a bad student or I'm whatever. It's because I have like these issues that I have to deal with, and I have to plan my days very smart at college. Like, I have to be able to go to class, and then I need to, when I don't feel good, sleep, and then when I do feel good, I have to be doing homework to keep up. And I am really proud of myself because I think I've done a really good job, and this is the best school year I've had since 3rd grade, really. I joined a sorority. Like, everything's been going pretty smoothly. Like, I have friends who understand like what I'm going through, because I definitely am still going through stuff. I definitely still have pain, and I don't really even care at this point what the diagnosis is for my stomach aches, because I'm still living with the same chronic stomach aches and like headaches and tiredness, so I don't really need a name to it anymore. I used to be really obsessed with like being diagnosed with something. Like, I wanted to know what the name of it was. Like, I was obsessed with that, but now I've realized like I've been diagnosed with so many different things in the past, it almost like doesn't even matter anymore, because like nothing really helped, and like I just kind of have to teach myself how to live with this at this point. I think over summer or over winter break, I mean, I am going to try a stricter diet, which Mayo Clinic did recommend. I actually went back to Mayo Clinic my senior year, I think in December, just for like 2 or 3 weeks, because we went through a bunch of like tests to see like if I had anything. They did come up with some things that I had, and I was going to like therapies for it, like stomach therapy and all this stuff, but like nothing really seemed to be helping. But they did recommend that I go on some of these diets to like limit some foods that might be causing it, and I honestly never really went on them because I love food and I didn't want to give it up, and I was almost so used to living with the pain that I've been living with since 3rd grade that it wasn't worth it to me to like give up food. I'd rather just live like the only way I know. But I think this winter break I'm really gonna try, because my stomach has been like, it has some months, like some weeks or months when it's like worse than others, and this like felt like in November I kind of had a bad month with it, so I'm really just like sick of it, and I kind of just want to try it. Like, this time, for the first time, I'm really gonna like go hard with trying to eat like better and to see if that helps. I don't know if it will. Nothing has really helped me in the past, but I'm gonna try it, so we'll see. So yeah, that's basically my health journey. There's definitely a lot of things in between that I'm missing, and like information that I've like been through. It's just been so many years that like I forget so many pieces, and like some pieces are so like like they don't mean a lot to me anymore, because this is just my life now, and it's almost 2020, and I've been living with this since 2010, so it'll almost be 10 years, because it was in March of 2010 when this started. So this is basically all I really know. I don't really remember a lot of like before 3rd grade of feeling like healthy and completely normal, because I haven't been like that since I was like, how old are you? I don't know, like 9 or younger, 8, I don't know. This is what it's been like, and I just have to deal with it. So if you're going through any chronic illnesses and you can relate, let me know, because it's definitely hard going through it when nobody really understands. Like, all your friends are completely normal, and they're going out and they're doing things in college, and sometimes I can't. Like, I just have to stay home from things, and I have to like rest and give my body a break. So yeah, thank you for listening to my story about this, and if there was anything that I'm missing, I apologize, but this is really all I can remember, and I'm trying to make this video genuine and short. It's probably not that short, but I'm trying to make it genuine, so thank you for coming to my channel. Bye!